All right, we will finish 1.2. When we left off last time, we know how to multiply something like x minus 4 and x, let's say x plus 12. And when you multiply these, I want you to put them in our multiply box. So we write a 2 by 2 box, x minus 4 on one side and x plus 12 on the other. And then we multiply x times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. X times 12 is 12x. And 12 times negative 4 is negative 48. And then if you look at that, you'll notice that the two x terms go together. So I'm left with x squared plus 8x minus 48. Does everybody understand that? Well, when we factor, we want to go backwards. We will take a quadratic equation, and then we'll work backwards. Okay? So if I told you, start with x squared plus 8x minus 48 and work backwards. Well, here's what I want you to do. So everybody follow along by writing this down. When you factor this, you take the first term and you stick it in the first square. And then you take the last term and you put it in the last square. Now you multiply those together, negative 48x squared. And then you write down all of the factor pairs for 48. And please do them in order so you don't miss any. It's easier if you keep track of things in order. So 1 times 48. And then 2 goes into 48 24 times. 3 goes into 48 16 times. 4 goes into 48 12 times. 5 does not go in. 6 and 8. And 7 does not go in, and now I'm to number 8, and I already have an 8, so I can stop. Okay? Now, can I use one of those sets to create a positive 8? Which one? 4 and 12. Now, when we did the factor challenge, remember, we found two numbers that multiplied to be negative 48 and add to be positive 8. So how can we use a 4 and a 12 to make that work? It would be positive 12 and negative 4. But it's actually 48x squared, so each of them have to have an x. So 12x and negative 4x. Does everybody understand that? We're good? Okay. Now, look at the top row. What does x squared and 12x have in common? X. Now, if I yank out an x, what's left? An x. And if I take out an x here, what's left? 12. And if I take an x out of here, I'm left with negative 4. And then you can always check to make sure that you did it correctly by taking this number and multiplying it by this number to see if you get this number. If that works, you probably did it correctly. So the factors for this are x plus 12 and x minus 4. Does that make sense? Let's do another one. So x squared minus 9x plus 8. Draw this box. I stick x squared in and I put in 8. Now I multiply those together. X squared times 8 is 8x squared. What are the factor sets for 8? 1 and 8, 2 and 4, 3 doesn't work, and 4 is already listed, so I can stop. Will one of those sets create a negative 9? Negative 1x and negative 8x. Then we do the same thing. What do these two terms share? An x. If I take out an x, I'm left with x minus 1. We good? Okay. If I take an x out here, I'm left with negative 8. So my factors are x minus 1 and x minus 8. Do you want to see another one? We're good? Okay. Go ahead and finish 1.2.